Hello, my little YouTubers. We're going to look at two more words today. The first one is probably the most famous emperor during the Han Dynasty, Wu Ti. And the second one is the civil service examination. Both of these words are pretty closely related. Both of them have largely to do with the Han Dynasty. So first, Wu Ti. Wu Ti was a significant emperor during the Han Dynasty. As I said, that would be a good description. The most significant emperor during the Han Dynasty. And then his significance kind of is a little bit more far-reaching. So he followed Shi Huangdi, whose legacy was that of brutal efficiency. And so Wu Ti was trying to do something that was still efficient, but not as brutal. And so as a result, Wu Ti and the Han Dynasty and Han emperors embraced Confucianism rather than legalism, which gave them the idea that people within China had a role to respect their emperor as long as their emperor was fair. And so as a way of making sure the emperors were fair and that everybody who was running government in China was fair, they embraced not only Confucianism but a national exam in order to educate the bureaucrats within the government. And so these scholar bureaucrats, or the scholar bureaucracy, was endorsed by Wu Ti and created in order to give some legitimacy to the rulers in China, so that only the best educated people were ruling China. So Wu Ti was a Confucianist. He believed in the national examination and education, and also expanded the empire through military conquest, and Han China became much larger than the previous dynasties before them. So this is our big significance. Which brings us to the second word, which is the national examinations, or the civil service examinations. Civil service is anybody who works for the government. A civil servant is somebody who takes their pay from the government, and as a result they should have a responsibility to the government to be well educated. So in order to make sure this happened, civil service employees would have to pass a rigorous examination, and this examination would often last for 3 days. It was testing them usually over their reading and writing skills and their knowledge of the Confucian classics. They would have to know some poetry and be able to write some essays, and it was difficult, so difficult that usually only the most rich people in China could afford to take this examination, and then also that it made sure that the only people who were in Chinese government were the most well-educated people. Looks like my camera's acting up on me today, but oh well. So this is kind of the significance of this exam, is it gave China this long-lasting tradition of having well-educated people within the bureaucracy, and therefore a government which was always based on well-educated people instead of just a whimsical, capricious, and brutal emperor. So this prevents another Shi Huangdi from taking power, because the civil service bureaucrats who are well-educated can put a check on his power. So those are those two words for this video. I hope you find them enjoyable, and I hope you are busy being awesome. Have a good night, or day.